Cemone G.
I'm Farah J.
And we're here for our season finale episode of Balanced Bride. Thank you so much for listening in and tuning in to us. What are our hashtags?
So, as always, you can find us via hashtag #BeBalanced, hashtag #BalancedBride, hashtag #BeABalancedBride, or just follow us on Instagram at @BalancedBride_.
Okay, so today I thought it would be really cool that we kind of wrap up this season talking about, I think we really focused a lot on what could go wrong and how horrible things can get. And I thought it would be really cool to close this season with talking about something that went really, really well.
Yes, absolutely. We have had some weddings that, there weren't any fires, but I feel like this one for sure takes the cake because I don't think anything went wrong. Or did something?
Not really. Not anything that couldn't be corrected.
Right.
Or easily, rectified, or just call somebody or something like that. Granted, there will be hiccups in any event, any wedding that you may or may not be having. And that's okay. That is to be expected. But, it's basically, we've talked about this. It's the team that you have in place, your planner, that they know how to troubleshoot and make sure that even though we're having an issue, the show must go on.
Absolutely.
So this wedding has happened some time ago, and I say this wedding was probably very refreshing for me because I felt like we were coming out of some really tense situations. And so not so good weddings. And this wedding was like a breath of fresh air.
It was. It was nice, and it was like there were so many things that were awesome about it.
Yes. For me, starting with the couple.
Yeah.
Super dope couple, super cool couple, young couple.
Cute story.
He
wouldn't leave her alone.
I forgot where she said they met.
She worked at a fast food restaurant in college, and he was a frequent customer.
And he wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
And so I think she went on a date with him.
She was like, fine, whatever. Here's my number.
Yeah. And it was just interesting because he's not a bad-looking guy.
No.
So she just really was like, listen, boo, I'm busy.
I remember she said, he wasn't her type. He didn't look like the typical guy that she dated, so, she was just like, all right, fine, whatever. He's kind of nerdy maybe or a little dorky, but he's got potential. And lo and behold, by the look of that ring, honey,
the rest is history.
Well.
The rest is history, but they were a super fun couple. I remember upon meeting them, they were really sound and strict about one thing: budget.
Yep. Definitely.
They were strict about, we are only spending this amount of money, even though, and she was probably one of my first clients that taught me that your responsibility as a bride and groom, as a couple, your planner helps you with your budget, but really and truly your budget is something for you to manage.
Yeah.
It is your responsibility to manage your budget.
Absolutely.
And so she was probably one of my first clients that really taught me that lesson because she was on top of the budget. She CC'd me on the spreadsheet. I was like, this is a spreadsheet. This is how much we spending.
Right.
This is how much we spent so far.
And the beauty in that is that they had that amount agreed upon before they met with anybody.
Collectively.
They were like, okay, we are going to do this. This is how much money we have. It was probably sitting in a pot somewhere, really and truly waiting. It was labeled wedding budget.
Yep.
In the bank account, it was the only thing that was that one card was for the wedding.
Exactly. And I loved that about them, that they came to me automatically having out the gate, this is how much we want to spend, and they wanted something different too.
Yeah.
They didn't want cookie cutter.
No.
wedding. They didn't
have
want
it.
they didn't have a cookie cutter wedding. They didn't want a ballroom with the weird carpet and everything like that. They wanted to have something a little different.
Yeah.
And I guess to be a reflection of their personalities, or, you know, the fact that they like to do different things as a couple.
Right, absolutely.
So I loved that about them. So it was a bit of a task finding or helping them find a venue. And in the end, we all worked together and we found a venue for them. Well, they actually found that venue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then they came, it's like, hey, I think I found the venue. What do you think? And it was a go. It ended up being a museum.
Yeah.
And it was a super cool museum. They were super flexible. They hadn't done many events and weddings at that moment during that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were very open to having this fantabulous wedding with a strict budget.
Right. And it was so cool because I would never have thought that, you know, I want to have my wedding at a museum. Immediately, I'm like, I'm going to be breaking a whole bunch of shit up in there because everyone's drinking, knocking over ancient vases and artifacts.
Yeah.
But they definitely cleared the space. You know?
They did.
They made it happen. If you have the money, they'll make some moves for you.
They will. But the thing about it is, I didn't feel like they had the money per se. I would say that it was maybe during a time of year where the pricing and the venue was very, very flexible.
Yeah.
I will give them that. The girl, I think her name was like Rachel or something like that. She was super flexible and getting back to you and letting you know, hey, this is what, like, she let us know a lot of things beforehand. And I think like that was probably very instrumental in helping them decide that this is the venue, is that the venue itself was very open and very responsive. They weren't dodging us. They didn't make promises to us.
Right.
And then later on we find out.
Backslide, like, whoops.
See, what had happened was.
Oh, you meant this wedding?
Yeah. It was none of that.
Right.
So I appreciated that about the venue, and I think the couple did as well.
Yeah, they did. What I loved about the couple is that they didn't cut corners.
No, they did not.
There was never like we'll do this, but let's just like subtract a few of these and no one will tell. Like, let's just no. They did not cut corners at all. And again, they stuck true. They were true to their budget. Like, they knew, okay, this is how much money we have.
Right.
This is the look that we want.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, well, if we can't afford this look, what are the other options?
Exactly.
And they kind of scaled back.
Yeah.
But what I did love, even though this sounds like a really strict couple, the bride was very like, she was so like, I like this, and I like, she was a girly bride.
She was
loved
very
the sparkly and the pink and the, you know, the colors and the flowers and then this and the that. But again, it goes to show, like, I almost feel like we're not so much wedding planners, but we're manifestors of marriages.
Right, exactly. That's cute. I like that. It's like a tagline.
Yeah.
Manifest your marriage.
Of marriage. Because it's like, it was a reflection of the couple and who they were. It's like, he was the foundation. He was like, okay, come back down,
yeah.
come on down.
Yeah,
I know you want all these rainbows and butterflies and unicorns, but wait, hold on, we can't, you know.
Yeah. There was times where, but they, like I said, communication. We talked about that in a couple, like I think a segment or two back, where, you know, we had a couple that said to us, hey, you know, not a couple, the bride said, hey, don't tell him,
my husband.
They were very open. He was CC'd on, I would say, 90% of the communications. He wanted to be involved. He asked questions. He attended appointments.
He did.
He really did. He was sitting there talking to the florist.
Yeah.
And he was asking his questions, and I appreciated that.
I like that because, you know, a lot of times people say, oh, it's not our wedding, it's her wedding. And that's almost kind of unfair because when you get that bill and you're making
our bill.
Right. So men, don't be afraid to get involved. Like, jump in and be like, no,
even if
I don't want that cake. I don't like this color. Like,
say something.
Right. Like, or this is a beautiful color, but let's try this. Let's add this. Or I want a groom's cake. Did you know such a thing existed?
A groom's cake.
You can have a groom's cake. So, yeah, he was very involved.
He came to, I would say, honestly, he came to every appointment.
Yeah.
Every invitation, floral, linen,
everything.
Site inspection, second site inspection, everything. He was there. It was like, hey, whoa, this is. I'm
different.
So used to not interacting with my grooms until either the bill is too much.
The money.
You need some more money. Mm-hmm. Then he starts calling me like, why does she need more money? Why is she asking me for more money? Or something's going wrong the day of. Then I finally have an interaction with my grooms.
Like, oh, you have a voice. Hi.
Welcome.
Sorry, what's your name?
Exactly. And on some cases, I've had that experience where I'm just like trying to fish for his name really quickly. Like, I know your name. It's just that I've been talking to the bride.
Yeah.
I've been interacting with her.
And it's funny because, like, for me, I usually do the day of, so I'll show up and I'm like, okay, which one's the groom? Which one's the groom?
We don't even know what y'all look like.
What's he look like?
It's like, girl, when I know, I'll let you know.
The one that has a different suit. Oh, they're all wearing the same suit. Okay, well.
It was quite obvious who the groom was in this case. And
he wasn't even a divo.
No, he wasn't.
He was not a man
Humble.
diva at all. Super, like, very caring, very warm.
Yes.
Quiet,
definitely.
but, you know, when he needed to, he spoke.
He said something.
Yeah.
I love that about them. One of the first things that she did was, of course, hired a planner.
Yeah.
So I think that may have alleviated some of the stress a little bit.
Absolutely. And then it was a year out.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of these, like, this is not a day of.
We did real planning on this wedding,
right.
And she really took her time, and we really paced her to-do lists and everything like that. And she didn't, step in and say, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do this instead. It wasn't any of that. She just kind of was like, okay, Cemone.
Right.
Okay.
And I almost want to, like, I think what we'll definitely do in the future is invite some of these brides to come and talk to y'all, because you might be thinking, like, oh, whatever, they're making it all up.
No, I'm not.
I'll give you a firsthand account, like, from the horse's mouth.
Right.
The horse's mouth?
It is.
Anyway.
Or somebody.
So that way like, for sure, from her perspective, because it would be very interesting to hear that, because I remember she actually hit me up.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Via
she knows
Facebook,
you
directly. And she was like, hey, I know that your friend does weddings. Mind you, she asked me a bunch of questions. And I was like, and I wasn't even in the country. I was in South Korea at the time. I was teaching.
Right.
And she's like, hey, I'm going to get married, and I see your friend's a wedding planner. Does she do this? Does she do that? What about this? What about that? And I'm like, it's 2:00 in the morning, but sure, yes, this is what she does. Call her, contact her. She's really cool.
Was that one of your first weddings on coming back?
It was when I came back. When I came back home, that was my first wedding. It was so cool. It was an awesome, like a around New Year's Day.
Yeah, because it was like January, like the first and second week in January. We're not gonna give you the exact date, so you start pinpointing brides. No, we don't want to do that.
Strolling through the
IG, like, no. It's like the first and second week, give or take.
Right. A few years ago
in January.
Right.
Thank you. But she hired a planner, and one of the first things she asked you questions. She asked me questions. She made her decision.
Absolutely.
And we went forward. Again, one of the first things that she came to us with was, let's talk about this budget.
Yeah.
It's very important to us that we stay within this budget. Not to mention, we want something different. We don't want cookie cutter.
Right.
Can you help us with that? And we were like, absolutely, of course. And she's like, okay, I trust you. I want to work with you. Let's go.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was pretty dope about them.
It was. It was. I loved the vendors.
Yeah. I would say that was awesome.
Yeah. And it's, again, they budgeted for...
It wasn't cheap, though.
No, it was not.
It wasn't cheap.
I'll never forget the food. It was phenomenal.
The food, yeah. But what was cool about the food, okay, so backtrack. They chose vendors, number one, that were all professional industry vendors.
Right.
It was no cousin so-and-so.
No.
And no offense to cousin so-and-so. You're good. You're cool. But, we didn't have to fight with you about, this is a wedding and this is how you do.
We didn't have to teach you.
Yeah, we didn't have to teach you. There was no lessons happening. So I would say a good 90% of her vendors were all industry professionals.
They were.
From the florist to planner, the photographer.
Yeah.
Everyone did a really, really amazing job. Communication, the lines of communication, which is FYI brides, you want to make sure, because I've had the experience in my past weddings where I have diva vendors. Like, who the hell are you? It's not your event. It's not your wedding.
Technically, it's your show, but not really. Like, you got to fall back. Let the bride be the bride.
It's like they don't want to respond to emails.
Right.
You talk to them on the phone, and there's an attitude. Right. Everything is okay, and it's just like, okay, what? I didn't say anything yet.
Right.
Take a minute. Let me explain something to you. They never read the freaking timeline.
Oh, goodness.
And it's just diva vendors.
All the way. And that's so key. Like, you want to make sure that, I mean, honestly, if you reach out and you hire, or you reach out to a wedding planner, ask them for their vendor list.
Yeah.
Because we have preferred vendors that we work with.
Absolutely.
That there's like this synergistic vibe that we understand. We know how this goes. It's like second nature to all of us when we get together.
Right.
And so there's no question there. So that way you won't see any hiccups. But if you're cutting corners and you're like, well, my cousin's a DJ, okay, but your cousin, the DJ, doesn't want to get on the mic, or your cousin, the DJ, didn't know that he had to blend the songs or announce you, or whatever the case is, it makes your final production look awful.
Look a little weird.
Right.
Like a backyard wedding versus what you probably envisioned.
Right, exactly.
Something elegant, something beautiful, something fun and exciting, and it doesn't really happen. So all the vendors have to be in synergy. Everyone has to work together efficiently. Communication has to be open. Yep. And I would say for this wedding, that was definitely happening.
Everyone was reliable. Everyone, like, if they had team members, like, we all knew who was doing what.
Exactly.
We could just simply like, okay, that's photographer's assistant, this is the chef, and these are her, the caterers, et cetera, whatever the case is. Like, we all had that unspoken language where we could just look at each other and be like, okay, boom, we got this.
And we picked, if there was slack, they picked up the slack.
Right, exactly.
Vice versa. And something as simple as arriving on time. Oh my gosh. I didn't have to like call someone and be like, okay, so where are you? We did have a hiccup that the couple does not know about. One of the vendors by accident brought the wrong size table. Yeah, you were upstairs. And I do remember, and so when I saw it, I was like, girl, these are the wrong size. And she went all the way back to Miami to go get the correct size table.
Yes. Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
And the couple didn't know any of the better.
They had no clue. Now they're going to know, but whatever.
Yeah, but that's so long ago.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. The point of the matter is that everyone was willing. If there was a mistake, the mistake was corrected. We all jumped in. We all made it work.
Right. And that's another thing. Like, when you have vendors who have great relationships with each other, it's always on all hands on deck.
Right.
Yes, this is the vendor who brings tables and linen, et cetera, but I'm going to grab a couple chargers and put them down. I'm supposed to put them like this. Just show me.
I'm not going
to be the TV wedding planner. Like, I'm going to get in and, help out, because I know that we have to put on this production, especially so, like, wedding planners are front of the house, front of the line. We are the face. They don't care that what do we call those people who bring the tables and the linen and all that?
Like the linen and the table people.
Okay. They don't care that it was their fault. We get blamed.
We get blamed.
The flowers aren't red enough. We get blamed as wedding planners. So to make note of that, wedding planners, start building these beautiful relationships with your vendors. Attend these industry events. Create some kind of networking, something or another, so that you get to know them on a personal level. Not too personal, if you want. But I mean, that's your business. Yeah. But have that relationship so that way when a bride comes to you, you already come locked and loaded.
Right,
like,
you're ready to go.
These people, and this is how we do it. And
unfortunately, sometimes you do have to cut ties with people.
Yeah,
it happens.
It does.
Shout out, to any wedding planners who, had that. I've had that experience where I loved working with someone, and then maybe after one or two events, things didn't really go the way that we needed it to go, and it was a reflection of us, and maybe even the client blamed us in some cases, and so we had to take that lesson and just apply it.
Had to take the L.
Yeah.
That loss and just
apply it and keep moving forward.
So try to have a couple people in the bag. Like, don't just rely on one person.
Absolutely.
Have a few, different individuals that you work well with.
So something else that I thought was really cool about this wedding was I thought that she had a pretty cool support system.
She did.
I liked her bridesmaids, even the bridesmaids, the groomsmen. So I don't know if you remember this part. You were here yet. They wanted to do this really cool bachelorette combined party.
Oh, I wasn't here.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh, okay, great idea. Everything's great. So they wanted to take this trip to another country.
Yeah.
Do you know how difficult it is to gather? I want to say she had like six bridesmaids, 6 groomsmen.
12 people.
Yeah. Plus, I think the parents went. Yeah. It was like this huge group. Do you know, I have brides that wrestle with trying to get a cruise to the Bahamas. Yeah. And we're like right there.
Right next door.
And we're talking a whole nother country as far as
and it's like a 3 or 4 hour flight.
Yes.
You need your passport,
everything,
your visa, whatever. And it happens.
It happens.
But again, that's a reflection of the couple.
Yeah.
And the people, the company that they keep. So, you know, I think it's fine and dandy if you want to have like, even with destination weddings, like I have a family member who's going through that right now, and their wedding is in like 2 weeks, and there are still some people who have one not RSVP'd and 2 have not booked their tickets.
They're not going
for a hotel, right? And it's like at this point, and it's in Mexico. At this point, kiss it goodbye.
Yeah,
send them a card, tell them to have fun.
Yep, basically.
So
I love that. Like all of her. I would say, if not all, like 99.9% of everyone who said from the jump, we're going. Because I remember she was like, yeah, we collected RSVPs. I was like, oh, that's great because, you know, RSVP, I mean, who knows? Yeah, who might show up? Maybe they show up, maybe they don't. But they showed up.
They did.
They paid.
They did.
And it was like they went backpacking or something like that.
It was like they had all kinds of zip lining, backpacking. I want to say they went swimming with the fishes. I don't even know. Like,
the orca whales, I don't know.
Something. They did it all. It was beautiful. It was really awesome.
I love that her girls supported her.
Now, with that, I would honestly connect that to that year out planning, and that budget year out as well. Like
she did have that on the spreadsheet too.
Right.
That was that bachelorette party was there.
Yes, it's like I want this and start like let's have this. I don't even know. Maybe she had a joint account, maybe not. But listen, your payment is due.
Yeah.
This is how we're doing it.
Yeah, she was on it.
Yeah. So you might have to take it. You know, this is your wedding. I feel like some women feel like, well, it's my wedding. I need to be paid for it. Everyone needs to know who I am.
And they just do it automatically.
Right.
They're expecting it to happen.
That doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor if you want it done right. Do it yourself.
This is true.
Have packets printed out if people don't know what they need to do. I want to say they
even had meetings about this.
Of course.
Knowing her.
I think they did for sure. For sure they did.
We're talking about the Bachelorette. You're coming.
Right,
you're coming.
Right.
She's so funny.
Exactly.
But
no, it was awesome.
I love that, and not just for the bachelorette party, but even just the day of the wedding, just everything. Like they were really, really supportive. There was no divas.
No.
And I do get that. I get like the maid of honor who all of a sudden
wants it to be about her.
It's about her.
You're not invited.
You know, it's such a sensitive subject.
Yeah.
But can we please make this about the bride and groom or whoever?
Yeah.
Not you really quickly. And I think like they all was just kind of like so happy for her.
They were really and truly. And I remember too, she had an extra set of hands, like one person who was not in the bridal party.
Oh my gosh.
And one person that wasn't one of us. It was almost like
she had a bride's keeper. That's where we introduced the idea of having, so now I have brides, like a bride's what? And like, yes, you need to have a bride keeper.
Yeah.
Since she was the person, I think there was something that was forgotten and they had to bring it to the venue. And who was it that did it? It wasn't a bridesmaid, it wasn't mom, it was the bride's keeper.
Yeah. It was one of us, pretty cool. We don't have access to this person's house.
Right.
This was like maybe like, I don't even know, a cousin or
somebody.
A friend, but someone you trust.
someone you trust.
Someone you trust.
She held the wallet, the phone.
Yeah.
Yes, she held the phone. Everything. She was there foot to foot behind us, just letting us know what's up.
Exactly.
And, I liked that. That's where I introduced the idea of the bride's keeper. Yeah, and now my brides are like, so what is that? Yes, you need to have a bride's keeper.
Need a bride's keeper.
And I love that idea. I don't know if there was a groom's keeper. I don't think he needed one.
Nah, he was good.
Yeah, but we definitely had a bride's keeper. Right. She was pretty cool, pretty hands-on and helpful.
Very, very, very
so what else did we kind of love about this wedding? We talked about the grooms and the groomsmen, the bridesmaids, and I think at the end of the night, at the end of it all, she just had fun.
She did.
The couple just had fun. I keep saying she because I'm so used to it, but they
did
had fun.
They did, and you could see both of them were apart. It was their event.
Yes.
You could see he had elements.
I remember one thing. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
Oh. There were elements that represented him, elements that represented her, and them as a couple, and then their family and friends. It was just such a beautiful wedding, and it was awesome to be a fly on the wall at the event.
Yeah, it was.
Because I hadn't seen her in years. We were college friends.
Right.
And we're even related. But that's a whole other story. We discovered that later on. Oh, wow. Okay, it's a small world. But, it was beautiful to just see everyone had a great time.
Yeah.
So what's the thing that you remembered before you forget?
I remember that during the planning process, the groom, he attended all the meetings, everything, and he did his tidbit and he inserted his opinion. Mm-hmm. But one thing he was not backing down off of, he was like, I'm going to do it, was the self-made photo booth.
Oh, yes.
But it was so cute. They made a whole business out of it.
They surely did.
I couldn't believe it.
And I love seeing couples who do, you just drop $30, $40, $50, $60,000. What are you getting out of this? And I thought that was so unique that they came up with the concept of their own photo booth. Hit. And they're still going.
They are. Strong. They're still going. It became a whole business there. I think their wedding was the first.
Yeah,
that they did.
It was.
And I remember the whole process of it. She's like, Cemone, he's really for real making this photo booth. I'm like, girl, just let him do it.
Right.
It's okay. I mean, if anything, we're going to pull it to the side if it don't work. We're not going to worry about it, but it worked.
Right, it did.
It
really
worked.
Did. And it's still working.
It's still working.
It's awesome.
I'm sure he upgraded it.
Right, and sure. I think, when we interview them, we should definitely make it a twofer, as a bride and then as a business owner.
As a business owner in the wedding, in the event planning industry. How are you guys doing? Mm-hmm. Is it as fun as you thought it would be?
Right. And I've seen some couples, it's so interesting because sometimes couples will be like, why am I spending so much money to borrow these glasses or these chargers or this linen?
Right.
And a lot of them feel like, well, I should just buy them and then rent them out.
I had a couple that did that.
I remember
Horrible
that.
Idea. The worst idea known to man.
Yeah. The reason being is because you have a limited supply. You only have one set, one concept, one look. How are you just going to rent out this whole thing? It's your wedding.
Who's going to
times two? No one wants that.
Let's just backtrack it a little bit. Who's going to set it up and who's going to put it back?
Right.
I know the wedding planner that does not know about that.
Exactly.
We've had it so bad, and you know what? We're not going to talk about it this season. We're going to talk about it next season. So
I'm thinking about one. I think you're thinking about another one.
I'm thinking about the one where we opened their boxes and they were dusty with cockroaches on them.
Oh, yeah.
And so
I wasn't here for that, so I don't even know.
So when couples start telling me about buying stuff, I say no. Especially when I'm like, it's coming from China. I'm like, it's coming from China in a box that's in a crate.
Right. That's on a ship.
That's on a ship that's collected 6 months of dust.
Right. And as soon as you get it, it's like the day of your wedding. You want people to eat and drink off of these things.
Yeah, it's not cool.
Anyway, let's bring it back to this beautiful
we're not going to talk about
it. She's twitching over here. She had a bad experience.
I did.
Okay. It's okay.
Okay.
All right. So another great thing that I loved, that you loved more than I did, they paid on
Oh yeah, girl.
time.
Yes.
This is due on this date. Boom, we got it. Did they even pay early?
They did. They were making monthly pay. They were making, I wouldn't say monthly, maybe bi-monthly, but they definitely were making early payments on certain things, especially the big ticket items.
Yeah.
And it wasn't something where I even had to suggest it. It was like, girl, we want this thing paid off before Christmas.
Right.
We're going to get this paid off. We want you paid, so we don't have nothing to think about.
Right.
And they did exactly that.
Absolutely.
And I think that also added to the stress, no stress, rather.
Yeah.
And as we winded down towards the end, it wasn't as frustrating.
No.
It's nothing like having like this payment looming over your head, and you're like, how am I going to pay it? Or begging from your mom or whomever to give you. I've had those experiences where it's like, I think my mom's going to pay it. How stressful. I don't know. I'm not sure. And
I'm going to need for you to know.
Yeah.
And I need you to know it's due today by 4:30.
Yes.
Because I need that payment to clear.
But thank goodness they did not have that experience. They really, because they had a budget, because they were planning a year out, I think that it gave them the ability to pace themselves and pay every so often.
Absolutely.
And so my goal is by 30 days out, I want everything gone.
Right.
And they were pretty good at that.
They were. And they were even, I remember there was one moment where I was so sure she was going to flip her wig. Like she was going to lose it not because, when we did the rehearsal.
Oh, yes.
So
there was a hiccup.
We show up to the venue, and the venue's not open.
They're closed.
And the lady who's supposed to come and open it, was she on her way?
No, she was like, it sounded like she was home.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm an hour away. And I was like, okay, well, we're not waiting for you to take a shower and be an hour and a half away from here. So we went ahead and did it in the parking lot.
We surely did. And we're talking about the rehearsal for the wedding.
The ceremony. There was no food involved.
Right. So, and it went well.
She was a little teed off.
She was tight.
But she leveled out.
Tight. She did. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose it. She was calling people. We were calling. We're like, what's going on? And then
we had it. We did it.
We were all there.
We did everything on our end. I think the venue itself, and again, this is probably why it's good to have a planner. The venue itself, they were in transition of changing people.
Oh,
so there was like a loss of communication between the person that was and the person that is. And it was just like, so when we confirmed the day before, we confirmed with one person, but that she didn't communicate that to the next person. So the next person's at home drinking coffee, and she's an hour away. And so, I mean, we just had to. It's just like, listen, it's the rehearsal. Everyone's here. And that was the other thing. They showed up on time.
Yes.
Everything.
I was going to mention that,
and
too.
I was just like,
this is beautiful. Like, this is gold. Listen, everyone, mom, dad.
Yes, everyone was there. Everyone.
His side, her side, cousins, who's holding the baby while I practiced.
Exactly.
Like, everyone was there and on
So there
point.
was no, let's do this tomorrow.
No,
it's just like, we're doing this now.
Right.
In the parking lot.
Right.
And we'll just deal with whatever later.
And then I loved, too, that, like, so we do the rehearsal dinners the day before, and whenever the wedding happens, everyone forgets where they stand. Yeah. So I'm like, wait, who am I walking with? Are you serious? Like, you don't remember this from yesterday and from all the times that you were told that
Never
this
failed.
is who you're walking with?
Yeah.
This group, I remember I had the paper and I'm calling out names and they were just looking at me standing there and I'm like, are you guys? They're like, we're standing in order. And I was like, oh, all right, I'm gonna just
step
my
back.
bad. I'm gonna just move out the way and let's start do y'all thing. Like
they were really on point. I think at the end of the night, we wrapped up pretty good. We didn't extend or anything like that. I think they did pay at the end a little extra because they did damage one of the walls. There was a damage to the walls. That made the couple a little upset. Yeah. But that's why we have security deposit.
Yeah.
And it was taken care of.
Absolutely.
From the venue and everything like that. Other than that, I think they went on a pretty cool honeymoon. They just really had a great experience. And I remember even almost damn near 2 years later, she'd be like, that's my wedding planner.
Yes, I think we ran into her at an industry like show of some sort.
Something.
She had her booth there. Her
yes.
They were doing their photo booth concept or whatever, and we're in the parking lot, and she goes straight like live, like, here I am with my amazing wedding planner. And it's like the wedding happened like 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's the bride you love to have.
Exactly, because she'll always, speak her experience, speak her truth, speak the truth. There was one more hiccup, and I don't know if we talk about this, but they had a child, maybe the ring bearer or the flower girl or something like that. She was like 3. Now, I need you guys I know you love how adorable they look in the little dresses and the ballet slippers and the little boy in the tux, but mark my words, I have a 3-year-old right now. They're fine when they just see family. But when the lights, camera, and action happen, they burst into tears.
Yeah.
They always,
especially if they're not used to it.
Right. Like, if they're not used to spotlight, they're going to fail. So I ended up walking the girl down the aisle.
That's right.
Which was, like, embarrassing for me because it's like, I'm not even, somebody come get her. Like, please. Like, I'm one of the workers. Like, I'm cute and all, but I'm not supposed to be here.
Right.
Little girl. So just kind of, I know you want to put the baby in there, whatever. Let's stay away from that.
Yeah, let's not do it. Or if we all, some people have that niece or that nephew that's very charismatic and just loves to be in front of everybody and just, tap dances and everything.
Without being asked.
That's who you put in the wedding.
Exactly.
Do not put little shy, cute little Mary Sue or whomever, and she's just like, not having it. Not today.
Mm-mm.
She barely talks at family picnics. What makes you think she's going to walk down the aisle?
She don't even like you like that. When you reach out to hold her, she cries. Right. She's like, no thanks, right? Because she's going to do the same thing at your wedding. She's going to stay at the end of the aisle. We're on a time crunch. We need y'all at the altar in 5 minutes. But she holding up the whole show.
She doesn't care.
So I think that was maybe the worst that happened at the wedding. But it was beautiful. They had extra entertainment. Was there a violinist or a pianist?
There was in the cocktail hour. There was a violinist and a pianist.
Yeah.
There was like a double duo. It was quite some time ago. But I mean, all in all, I just thought it was a great experience for me as a planner, seeing that. I think my previous wedding was such a nightmare, and I wanted to just cry and contemplate if I ever wanted to do this again.
Yeah, and this is the universe. This was the universe saying here. This is
and the universe handed me a super cool bride and groom, as well as people, the team, her family, friends, everything super awesome. So if I could give a tip about being a balanced bride, it would be number 1, walk in there, hire a planner, walk in there with a budget.
Know what you want,
have a good attitude about it, and you surround yourself with people who are super excited for you, and hire vendors that know what the hell they're doing.
Right, absolutely. So, for sure. Like it was just super successful, and it's almost like that's the bar. Yeah. Like whenever I do more weddings, I'm like, nah, this isn't the hashtag that couple.
Yes, it's not hashtag balanced bride. You guys are very unbalanced.
So it was a great experience, definitely. And to the wedding planners, look forward to it. You'll definitely have that one couple that's like, this is it.
And it comes right in time. Especially if you're having a hard time.
You're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to do this anymore. I like this, but I don't. You always get these little sprinkles of surprises. So enjoy the moments. Take lots of pictures. Get a bridal, what's that thing called where we record them? A live feedback.
Live feedback. Yes.
Live feedback.
That's my only regret with this wedding. We didn't do a live feedback. But if you are listening to this, you know who you are, and you would like to get in your dress and do a live video.
We might just Let's hit her up in
Crossing
January.
fingers.
Anniversary party.
Yes, I would love it.
We're there. We are there. She already knows. I
Yeah.
love her to pieces. I might text her and be like, listen to this. We're talking about you. Get ready.
Yes.
So, for sure. She really enjoyed herself. They enjoyed themselves. It was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one last thing. I know I keep interjecting. So, my Caribbean people.
Oh, Lord.
I need you to be mindful of who you're going to ask. Just think about who Pops and Moms is. And think about how long-winded they can be. Go ahead and schedule that in, because when her father got on the mic,
it was funny.
Oh, my God.
He was talking
I walked away. I was like, I already know how this is going to go. I'm going to go eat. I didn't hear the speech, but he was going on and on.
He talked about her from her little girl all the way through college.
Right. Like,
we knew all about you by the time it was all said and done.
With pride.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And
it was pride. He was happy.
He was very happy for his daughter, and make time and space for that, because I've seen some speeches that go on and people are hungry and it's like, oh my gosh, can we get our food now? Can we turn on the shut up music?
DJ.
Right. Turn that off. I know you can control it from there. So, yeah, just another, additional tidbit.
Yeah,
if you
just
know
give
your
us
people,
a heads up.
Right, like, he's going to talk for a while.
Yeah.
So, let's do something while he's talking.
Yeah, like eat. Let's just put him during dinner time.
Yeah.
So, guests are eating no matter what. It doesn't matter. Whatever. So, anyhow.
But yeah, I think that's it. I really enjoyed that. It was good going down memory lane for this wedding.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to end a very nice season.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. I had fun.
I did
really
too.
Cool.
So, when are we coming back?
Don't worry about that part. Just know we are coming back.
We are.
We're going to switch it up a bit, let you guys hear from couples firsthand, vendors firsthand. Yeah. I mean, maybe even shoot a couple videos. Who knows?
I would have to get my makeup done first, just so you know. The reason why you don't see videos is because, you don't want to see no video.
I'm okay with just showing my little to no eyebrows. I'm cool.
Well, anywho, I'm just saying. Yes. So stay tuned. Definitely. Next season, we're going to, like she said, like Farrah said, we're going to be talking to brides. We're going to be talking to vendors. Mm-hmm. We're going to be giving more tips, more support, more everything.
Absolutely.
We're going to be changing up the Instagram page, making it, giving you guys, like, some tips and everything like that, even on the Instagram, while you wait until next season.
Right. Give you some tidbits and tips while you're, you could be doing this on your own and you just don't know where to go and you can't hire a planner. Just come to our page at @balancedbride_ and you'll get tons of tips. And, feel free to hire us. We'll
exactly. No matter, we travel.
Right, we do.
With notice, of course.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Oh, you guys, this was so awesome.
Yes.
I'm so grateful to you all. We see your not viewing. We see that you're listening. We see that you're sharing, and we appreciate it so much from the bottom of our hearts.
Absolutely.
So, until next season.
I'm Cemone G.
I'm Farrah J.
And